What's up, Kaji fam? This guy's Chain 1090. Soaring to your today with a brand new review. And today we're going to be talking about the gigantic 1989 Godzilla, the standard edition. So, this bad boy came out in 2019. It was actually right there with the 2000 Kai Godzilla for Figure of the Year that year. And of course, since I didn't have it back then, I didn't vote for him. And I know it's blasphemous, especially since 1989 is my second favorite Godzilla suit. He really probably should have gotten my vote, but I had to be fair. I didn't have in my collection. I didn't know what it looked like, so I couldn't speak on it. So I was like, okay, I'll just go for 2002, whatever. 3 years later, one of our fellow kaiju members in the community, Robert Hill, was actually selling this guy for. He's been selling it for a while now, and it just finally came to fruition where I actually had the funds to get him. So I was like, you know what, I'll take him. So I'm gonna give a special shout out to Robert Hill. Thank you very much for selling me this big boy. He's definitely a big one, and I'm really excited to have him in my collection, and I'm really excited to get to this review on him. So without any further ado, I'll go and bring up the camera a little bit closer so y'all can see this big boy in action. Thank you. And here he is, the gigantic 1989 Godzilla. This is a beautiful beast. Now, first thing I'll go over first is he'll actually customize the eyes a bit on his own. And really, he did a really good job, actually. It's the first time I'm really able to see his eyes in really good light, and his eyes are great. He has they still have that iconic brown with the black pupil. He also has a little bit of white in there also, which I didn't notice before when I first saw first saw pictures of him. But now that I'm looking at him, he looks really nice. He looks really good with that extra paint in his eyes right there. It looks a little bit more realistic to me. But of course, y'all know how it is with Godzilla. Of course, he has all especially with X Plus. He has all the details on his teeth, not quite white, kind of a dirty white, things like that. Of course, the charcoal tree bark skin with all Godzillas. And really, Leslie said it best in his review when he said that this could probably pass for 91 Godzilla also, because this gigantic does have a big beefy chest. And really, as a figure, this figure alone is a big beefy boy. And in 1989, Godzilla wasn't so beefed up like this figure is. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not going to complain about it. But it's just an observation once I got this figure. He's a big old chunkster. Like, look at these feet. These feet are obnoxiously big. Probably the biggest feet I have in my collection. And that goes also for the Godzilla ride, which obviously is not a gigantic. But at the very same time, these are some really big feet. I know how big the Godzilla ride's feet are. So I'll go and give him a side profile here, right here now, so you can see. Of course, his dorsal plates, they kind of have an eggshell white, which I don't know. I really dig this, honestly. The eggshell white looks really good on the dorsal plates. It looks natural, more prehistoric, if you will. I've always kind of liked that more prehistoric Godzilla. And y'all know how I am about tails and capes and stuff. But the size of this tail is absolutely redonkulous. Like, look at this thing. If you can't tell, like, I'm still going all the way back. You see how long this tail is. Like, even have him on the table now, he takes up a big chunk of the table with just his tail. It's crazy how long his tail is. Anytime I take him up and down the stairs, I'm always bumping his tail into something because I always forget how big it is. It drives me insane how big this tail is. But at the end of the day, you can't really see how long the tail is until I do have him with the figure himself. Because as you see here, how long he actually really is. he's a really, really long Godzilla. And really, that's pretty accurate to the film too, because this Godzilla was pretty long in the film. I'll show you in the size comparison in a second the Yuji Sakai Godzilla and how long he is as a Sakai figure and a 30 centimeter figure himself. So as long as this Godzilla is as for a gigantic, it really fits because Heisei Godzillas are not small Godzillas. Even if this one was only 80 centimeters, you in that film you can pay attention and see how long Godzilla is in that film. And here is the Yuji Sakai 30 centimeter version 2 1989 Godzilla. And as you see, this is also a long figure as well. But this one isn't as chunky. The dorsal plates are a little bit of a different color. They have more of a silver texture to them, which really doesn't bother me that much. But when I compare that to the film, it's not completely screen accurate. But what I will say is, to me, the Yuji Sakai 30 centimeter, the face is more screen accurate to me than the gigantic. Not the Pufu gigantic by no means. It's still an incredible looking figure and has a fantastic looking face. But in my opinion, the Yuji Sakai looks 1,000 times better as far as the face goes, as far as screen accuracy. I think with the gigantic, they may have tweaked the face a little bit, but I don't know why. To me, the Yuji Sakai looks absolutely stunning, perfect when it comes to the face. If I could change that face out with this face, I'd be 100% happy. Maybe this me being biased because I closed mouth Godzilla's a little bit more, but look at this thing. You can't tell me this isn't perfect. And honestly, this is one of my favorite Yuji Sakai's in my collection. So me, that looks the face on the Yuji Sakai looks not head and shoulders better than the gigantic, but it does it more accurate to me than the gigantic does. And of course, I knew I had to bring up my very first gigantic figure, the 1954 Godzilla. And as you see, the 89 towers over him. Towers over him. It's not even funny. He got 1989 has a quite a few inches over the 54, and as you see, he's much longer than the 54 too. Because as you just saw there, where 54's tail stops, it's kind of like what Godzilla, 89's tail starts. It's incredible how big of a difference these two figures are compared to each other, even though they are gigantics. This is really my first gigantic comparison as far as X Plus figures goes, and I'm not gonna lie, an 89 was definitely gonna be my favorite gigantic from it until something else comes in July. But all right, guys, that's all I got for this size comparison. And if you give me a second, I'll go ahead and bring the camera back up, so I can give my final words and finish this review off. Thank you, guys. And we're back, and that's my view on the 1989 Gigantic Godzilla Standard Edition. So, like I kind of said earlier, to me, I think the Yuji Sakai does look a bit more screen accurate, but this guy is an absolute beast. Definitely the tallest Godzilla in my collection. Definitely the biggest, actually, too, to be completely honest. But the only reason why I didn't say the biggest at first is because we have one more big boy coming at the beginning of next year. And I've heard stories about that one. I'm trying to remember if Leslie said if the 89 is bigger than that or not. I'm not sure. I have to go check. But all I know is that big boy is super, super long. As far as height-wise, I guess I have to wait to see when it comes in. If y'all been paying attention this year, y'all should know what I got. If not, I'm really excited to do that review because that's something I've been looking for forever. But we'll save that for that review once the figure gets here. But I guess that's all I got for the 1989 Gigantic Godzilla. At the time of this recording, at the time of this recording, we're probably a week out from Godzilla's birthday, or just about from Godzilla's birthday. So definitely check out Monsters with Attitude. We're going to do a recap on Godzilla's birthday celebration from the Godzilla Store channel. So definitely look forward to doing that review, and then that'll probably be our show for next month. Maybe we'll come with something else, but if we do, we'll definitely let y'all know. as well as in December, we're going to be doing either a millennial discussion or I would say a hmm, either a millennial discussion or a uh, Kiyu discussion. I haven't completely nailed it down yet. I'm still kind of in the on the what I want to do. If I want to do just the whole millennial series as a whole, or if I just want to go ahead and do the Kiyu series. Now, since we didn't get to talk about GMK last year, that's kind of why I want to do all the Millennium movies in general. But we'll see. We'll figure it out. I'll let you know definitely. Of course, I know I still have quite a few things to review, so the content won't be slowing down anytime soon. I actually do have a box that I need to open sometime this week too on Kaiju Collectors on Facebook. So if you haven't joined us on Kaiju Collectors on Facebook yet, definitely join us there as well, so you can view all the content that we put in there as well as join us for an unboxing. If you have anything I want to unbox, definitely hit me up on Facebook or on Instagram, and from there we can definitely try and get you worked in for a box day there. And of course, on my Instagram yesterday, I just posted a photo shoot. Again, as at the time of this recording, I just did a photo shoot yesterday, but there should be another photo shoot on there tomorrow. But I mean, I always try and do photo shoots at least once a week, so definitely just keep on my Instagram. I'll probably be posting something on there pretty soon here. But that's all I got for this review, guys, and y'all have a fantastic night, Kaiju family.